Hello there. I want to talk to you today about what it's like to coach with me. I get asked all the time. It's probably my top 3 questions: what it's like to coach with me. What are the benefits? What are the outcomes? What are the guarantees? With coaching, if anybody guarantees, they're fibbing you, because everybody responds differently to different things. So you really can't do guarantees. I help women I'm a business intuitive coach. So that's first. As an intuitive, I help women find your business sweet spot. Every business has a sweet spot. Every woman, every person on this earth has that thing that they're really good at. But because we're multi-passionate, we have a lot of other things we want to try, and hence we get caught up on the hamster wheel. I know the hamster wheel well. We've become friends over the years. Before I started this association, I was on the hamster wheel. Every time I make a change, I would get on the hamster wheel until I started to figure out how to stop the hamster wheel. So if you're on that hamster wheel, you've come to the right place, because when you coach with me, I will help you answer kind of 3 questions. The first one is, what do you love? What do you love to do? Can you do all day long? But do you have the skill and talent for that? I love golf. I'm an okay golfer, but I'm never going to make the tour, or I'm never going to teach golf. I'm never going to be anything more than a recreational 17, 18 handicap golfer. So every once in a while I think, you know what, I should really think about, upping my game and playing on a women's senior tour. I might stand a chance there. Not going to happen, because I don't have number 2, the skill or the talent. What do you love to do that lines up with your skill and talents? And third, that there's a need in the marketplace. Now, I will argue till the death that there's a market for everything. I don't care what it is, there is a market for it. The issue is, how big or how small is your marketplace? If you niche so far down that you have a market of 1 million people, keep in mind there's 1 billion people on this planet, 1 million people, then you're really going to have to not only lock in your marketing, you're going to have to be so razor focused to find those people, and you're going to have to charge a very high rate. So when you find those people, you cover your cost. So I'm not saying they're not out there, so don't use that as your definitive, well, it'd be really hard for me to find my audience, because they're out there. But you want to find a pretty large audience that you can help with whatever your product is and make money while doing it. There's no shame, women, in making money. There's no shame in making 6 figures, 7 figures, or 8 figures. I have many millionaire friends, and I have a few billionaires. So they're no different than I am. They just make a lot more money because they got locked in younger than I got locked in. I'm at the 6-figure range, heading to 7, and I'll be so excited when I hit 7. So when I coach with you as an intuitive, I can kind of cut through all the stuff going on in your head. I can actually see, and it's so hard to explain. I can see what it is. It's just helping my clients see it, helping them understand. Because once you find out what your sweet spot is, then you have to roll over and find your perfect audience. People make that sound so easy. Oh, just go find your ICA. What do they look like? Write down what they look like. Where do you think they're at? Where do they hang out? What magazines do they read? What TV programs do they watch? What movies do they go to? What restaurants do they hang out in? That's so easy for people to say, and I think it's hard to find. It's hard to get it out, because you have to be so locked in on what your focus is. I mean, I am locked in on you finding your business sweet spot. That's what I do. Sure, I can help people with marketing, messaging, packaging, all that, because I've done it. But before we do that, you've got to be locked in on what you do, on what your sweet spot is. And getting kind of back to the ICA, and that's kind of in my mind, because I was just talking to one of my clients earlier today. She really wants to have a epic following. Everybody wants a following like Oprah. Everybody does, and I do too. We all do. It's just human nature. But you're not going to become Oprah. You're not going to become Gabby Bernstein or Marie Forleo or whomever you follow, Danielle Laporte, Denise Duffy Thomas, I think, any of those guys. You're not going to become them overnight. They took a lot of work. So to become this online superstar is so possible and so easy. And I'll probably do a podcast on becoming a thought leader, an influencer. It's easy on paper, but you got to start where your audience is. And most of you guys, your audience is going to be local. Your audience is going to be in your backyard, unless you really have come up with something that's niched and global and you can attract fast, or you have money to spend on advertising. I think a lot of women, when they first get started, they kind of they're reluctant to spend a lot of money on advertising. And I would caution you not to until you get locked in on your sweet spot and your audience, and also the product you're going to sell. Are you going to sell something online? Are you going to write a book? Are you going to sell a brick and mortar? Where are you going to sell it at? Because that also determines where you're going to go. A lot of women, again, getting back to the women I mentioned, they started local. I mean, Marie Forleo and Gabby, they just started doing, Marie started talking at bars and then went into the workshop arena. Gabby, pretty much the same way. She started a PR company. They started local until they found their way. When I first started my business a couple years ago, I wanted to have everything online. That's it. I wanted everything online because I had a full-time job that would work comfortably for me. Well, it didn't work for my customer. And you have to think, who's your customer and will it work? I mean, I do a lot of one-on-one coaching. One-on-one coaching feeds my soul. That and VIP retreats, love them. Everything else I can do and I'm okay with, but you got to find what sings to your soul. The next question you have to ask yourself is, what are you missing if you don't coach with me? What are you going to be missing? Now, I'm going to fully disclose, I have had a lot of coaches in my day. And I would have to say 80% of them I've walked away with, they weren't listening to me. They weren't hearing that I was on a hamster wheel. They weren't seeing as I kept bouncing around. They weren't paying attention because they had their agenda. This is a 1 month coaching program, 6 months, whatever their program was, they had their steps. And if you were still back on step one, finding your business sweet spot, most coaches they'll go back, but they want to get over here because they're all about Facebook ads. They're all about doing a retreat. They're all about selling their book. I heard it perfectly from a friend of mine who's a coach. If you go to a surgeon and he says you need surgery, you're not surprised. If you go to a coach and you barely know what your sweet spot is and they say to you, well, you need to get Infusionsoft and ClickFunnels and this and that, don't be surprised because that's what they do. That's their area of expertise. Or if you go to a coach that wants to really do a deep dive into your feelings, that's what they do. Now, you do need to understand your feelings, but if they want to spend 6 months talking about it, you're going to walk away with still wondering what your sweet spot is. I can help you with your sweet spot. I can help you find it. I can help you move forward on it. I can help get you off the hamster wheel. Like I said, I know the hamster wheel well. I know the frustration of starting a business and not finding your way. I know the frustration at looking at other women and saying, what are they doing that I'm not doing? Looking at friends 2-3 years ago when we started this journey and they're all doing great and I'm still wallowing. Those kind of emotions that we get into. So we'll also talk mindset. Mindset is the most important thing about starting a business. It's where's your mindset? Your income will meet you where your mindset is. That'll be a video for another day, but that is very true. Wherever your mindset is, beep, that's where your income is. So if you're making $50,000, that's where your mindset is. That's where you think you're worth. If you're making $500,000, but you can't get to $1 million, I had a friend of mine, one of my clients actually, who could not get to $1 million. She would sit around 800, 900,000. She'd get to $1 million right over the edge and then right back because she had a mindset. She had a set point that only certain, I won't go into it because I don't have her permission, but she was told something at a childhood about women and millionaires, women being a millionaire. So we had to work on that. So you do have to do some mental work as well. If you're not coaching with me, you're missing out on finding your sweet spot. You're missing out on following your dreams. You're missing out on following your passion. Just imagine what I can do for you in the next 3-4 months. Just think of where you could be by the time school lets out. Think of that vacation, that Disney World vacation. Now, I'm a Disney person, love Disney, go once, twice a year. I'm in Arizona, so it's a hop, skip, and a jump for us to get to Disneyland. But I don't go to Disney World that often. So, I'm thinking maybe this summer we'll go to Disney World. I don't know. I say that and then we come up with something else. Is it to take your kids on that fantastic vacation? Is it remodeling your home? Is it getting a new wardrobe? What is it that sings to your soul, that makes you happy? Because if you coach with me, I can't guarantee that I'll get you there, because I'd be lying, because nobody can guarantee what another person's going to do. I'm a very honest, direct person. I don't pussyfoot around. I say what I think. Now, yes, I care about your feelings and I'll be very delicate, but I'm a direct person because I can see people. I'm telling you, as I said earlier, I can see people where they want to be. I can see their gifts, and I so badly want to help them get there. So much so that I'll run around and just coach random people. My next door neighbor, he's going through a divorce. His wife's gone, and he's talking about all the stuff that he's going to do. And I'm like, wait, dude, let's talk this through. Let's figure out why you're there. And he's looking at me like, I'm really not looking for your advice, Karen. I'm just telling you how I feel. And I'm like, great. But when you are, call me. So this is what it's like to coach with me. I like to have fun. I like to have a good time. And I want to help you get off your hamster wheel. I want to help you be as great as you know you can be. If you have any questions, write the comments below. If you want to get started coaching with me, jump over to my website. I have a 1-hour power hour where we just sit down for 1 hour. That's if you kind of already have some good ideas and you just want to narrow it down. And I also have a 3-month coaching program that takes you through these 3 questions plus steps to make sure that when you're done coaching with me, your business is up, it's running, you're comfortable, you're networking, you know what you're selling, you're locked in. So let me know how I can help you. Here's to making 2020 your best year, mentally, physically, financially, happiness-wise, ever. Talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.